To do now, Anna, is I'm going to have you lay down on the couch for me. All right, so first off, we're going to start with inspection and palpation of the calves and of the ankles. Any pain or tenderness, Anna? Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't notice any areas of bogginess, no nodules, no tender points. And so now, Anna, what I'm going to do is assess range of motion of your hips. And so again, we're going to start with first flexion and extension. And so what that's going to look like is I am going to have you flex your knee up to your chest. Yep. And then straighten it out and the other side. And then now against resistance. Good. Good. Any pain or tenderness there? And so now for extension, I'm going to have you bring your leg out and then down. Any pain or tenderness there? Okay, and then now against resistance, out and down. Good. All right, now the other side. Okay, so again, have you bring your leg out and down. Okay, and then with resistance, out and down. Good. Any pain or tenderness with that? Okay, so what we're going to do now is abduction and adduction of the hip. And so what that's going to look like is for abduction, you're going to bring your leg out. And then for adduction, you're going to bring your leg over. Yep. And so now I'm going to test with resistance. And so bring your leg out. Good. Bring your leg over. Good. Now the other side. So out and then over. Yep. And then with resistance. Good. And then resistance the other way. Good. Any pain or tenderness there, Anna? Okay, so what we're going to do next is just assess internal and external rotation of the hip. And so what that means is I'm going to have you bring your leg up to a 90-degree angle. Yep, just like that. And then rotate your leg out laterally and then medially, internally and externally. Good. And then straighten it out. Same with the other leg. Internally and externally. Good. Any pain or tenderness there? So now what I'm going to do is perform what's called a McMurray's test, and that is assessing for any lateral or medial meniscus tears. So what that's going to look like, Anna, is I am going to have you bring your leg up like you did before, and then I'm just going to push on your knee and bring your leg in. Okay, any pain or tenderness there? Push on your knee, bring your leg in. Pain or tenderness there? Okay, awesome. So no meniscus tears, anything like that. So what we're going to do now is what's called a Faber's test. And that is going to be to assess for any hip or sacral abnormalities. And so for that, what I'm going to do, Anna, is have you bring your ankle up. Yep, just like that. And I'm going to put my hand on your opposite hip and just push down. Any pain or tenderness there? Okay, now the other side. Okay, pain or tenderness there? Okay, awesome. And I didn't feel any shifting, or any abnormalities there. So what I'm going to do now is assess for a lumbar hernia. And so I'm going to have you bring your leg all the way up and back down, and the other leg up and back down. Any pain or tenderness with that? Okay, great. And so she didn't have any pain or tenderness with any of those exams, so no lumbar herniation would be noted. So what we're going to do now, Anna, is I'm going to move on to your knees. So I'm going to have you sit up for me. And so we've already inspected the calves. I'm just going to feel your knees. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do first is flexion and extension. So flexion, the way you are right now, and then extension where you bring your leg out and back. And then I'm going to do it with resistance. So bring your leg out and then back. Okay. Bring your leg out and then back. Good. And so any pain or tenderness with any of that, Anna? Okay, great. And then what I am going to do next is just assess for an ACL or PCL tear. And so I'm going to assess for that by doing what's called a drawer test. And so I'm going to put my thumbs in between your tibia and I'm going to pull out for an ACL assessment and in for a PCL assessment, and I don't feel any shifting of the tibia whatsoever. And then out again and in, and no shifting of the tibia there either whatsoever. So we don't have an ACL or PCL tear. So what I'm going to do now is move on to your ankles. And so I'm going to have you flex and extend your foot. And so, yep, flex and extend, good. And then I'm going to just assess inversion and eversion. And then I'm going to have you abduct and adduct your ankle, and so out and in, good. Just like that. Any pain or tenderness there? Okay. And then I'm going to have you push down on my hand like a gas pedal, yep, and then push up, and then push towards me, or don't let me push, yep, and then out, good. Any pain or tenderness there? Okay, great. So same with the other leg, flex and extend, good. And then I'm going to invert and evert, and then we're going to abduct and adduct, yep. And then I'm going to have you push down like a gas pedal, and then back up, and then push with resistance here, push towards, yep, and then the other way. Okay, any pain or tenderness whatsoever? Okay, awesome. So now what we're going to do is move on to our upper extremity assessment. And so what we'll do first is I'm going to assess your shoulders. And I'm just going to first look at your shoulders. And I notice your clavicle bone there. Clavicle bone on this other side. And then in the back here, I'm going to have you turn towards the camera for purposes of this exam, Anna. Yep. And then so I do feel the trapezius muscles, the scapula coming down on either side. And that's equal bilaterally. Okay, any pain or tenderness as I'm palpating, Anna? Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is just assess your shoulder muscle strength by just having you shrug your shoulders and push up. Good. Okay, so we have equal muscle strength bilaterally, and so I don't notice any abnormalities there. So what I'm going to do now, Anna, is just assess the shoulder range of motion. So what I'm going to do for that, Anna, is I'm going to first have you flex and extend your shoulders.